UFC Fight Night Vegas, Emmett versus Vallejos just finished, and this card was a banger. Like, I felt like this was such a sneaky surprise. I did not expect that this card was going to be as good as it was, but it was hella entertaining. I'm going to go through the entire main card. I also want to touch on some of the prelims fights, especially Myktybek Orolbai versus Chris Curtis, that like smother fest, and Petrino versus Asplund. I'm curious on your thoughts on something, but let's get through the main card first. Starting with the main event, Kevin Vallejos just made Josh Emmett look easy, man. Like, a lot of people are comparing him to Argentinian Ilia Topuria, right? You got like MMA guru in there going, we are Argentinian. I'm pretty sure he's like mocking the Topuria fan base. It's like, we are blah, 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 blah. But what Topuria did in 3 rounds, was it, was this a fight? Was this a 5 round? Just checked. It was 5 rounds. So what Ilia Topuria wasn't able to do in 5 rounds, Kevin Vallejos was just able to do in one. He took Josh Emmett out easy, man. Just basically walked him down with that tight guard, very similar to what Ilia Topuria does use. But and Josh Emmett was like trying his new boxing footwork of just being like dancing off on the back foot. But Kevin Vallejos just stalked him, caught him, dropped him, and then, added some more strikes. Josh Emmett got back up, tries to throw a big hook that doesn't land, and he sort of falls on himself. Vallejos just pushes him back up against the fence and throws a bunch more strikes and gets him finished. Herb Dean has to pull him off, but beautiful win by Kevin Vallejos. Really destroyed Josh Emmett, just made it look super, super easy. I'm going to, the co-main event, honestly, guys, I didn't really watch this one. I wanted to skip I went to pick up some joints and did like maybe the biggest poop of my life. So I'm not going to give you too much about this. From what I heard, listening to Guru's Fight Companion during the fights, Lemos was winning the first round, but then Gillian Robertson took her down in the second and third, and that ended up being it. So nothing. I got nothing for you if you care about women's MMA. Jose Miguel Delgado versus fucking Andre Fili. This was a sick fight. I said in my short recap video that Charles Johnson uh, fight was like fight of the night, but this could have easily been a fight of the night as well, and maybe the Asplund fight could have been a fight of the night, but Jose Miguel Delgado was outstriking Andre Fili pretty much the entire time, and this is why I don't feel like this was fight of the night, because in my opinion it was actually very one-sided. Jose Miguel Delgado easily outstriking Andre Fili, but Andre Fili dropped Jose Miguel Delgado in the first round pretty badly coming in. Not so badly. He wasn't like looking like he was even close to getting out of there, but he did drop him coming in. And then at the end of every round, he would get a takedown as well. So it ended up being a split decision. And, at the end of the fight, Andre Fili, not that there's any photos of him here, but Andre Fili, the guy with all the tattoos, put his hands up like he had won the fight, but he really hadn't. It was like you got beat up the whole time and you just ended every round on top with a takedown, which, yeah. So this, though, oh my God, poor Harry Hardwick, bro. So, this guy here, Marwan Freaky Rahiki, a Moroccan guy living in Australia now, he's a good striker. Like, has really nice, crisp, clean striking. I think he fought in K1 for a while as well, undefeated in MMA. And Harry Hardwick, I don't know if this was the shot that did it, but this poor guy, Harry Hardwick, I don't know if you remember him from his debut fight, but he basically got leg kick finished in a round or so. And now in his second fight, he gets his jaw smashed in by Marwan. I don't know if you can. I think I'm blocking here. He's like showing Marwan Rahiki the inside of his mouth where his jaw's been broken open. So I just feel like poor Harry Hardwick over here is not built for MMA, man. Like, um, eh, there's no real comments on it, but um, M- uh, Marwan Rahiki, he's an interesting prospect to watch. He had a really great comeback win in Dana White's Contender Series. He's got good striking. Uh, Harry Hardwick is not built for this. You got English fighters out there like Tom Aspinall and Leon Edwards that look like specimen, and then you've got Harry Hardwick that literally just looks like some poor English like uh, factory worker that's been like malnourished and has no coordination and is just getting beat up badly in the UFC. I'm sorry to say it. I'm part English myself. I don't like seeing the Brit lose, but I don't know if MMA is his thing. Um, moving on to Ion Cutelaba, vintage performance from Ian Cutelaba. I mean, I don't know if the submission win in particular, but he looked really, really good. Honestly, made Oumar Sy look easy. This tap that he got at the end, this submission, was the easiest. It was like, it started here, he pulled the gilly, and then Oumar Sy just like rolled onto his back and tapped out immediately. Literally immediately, like nothing. And like, I just, I don't understand. It, Ion Kutalaba did land some good strikes initially to like loosen it up, I would say, or make Oumar Sy not really want to be in there so much. But I mean, if you're giving up that quick to a guillotine, like what are you doing? Are you? There's no shot for you being champ, in my opinion. Sorry, it's just not going to happen if you're tapping to guillotines that quickly. But it was a good performance from Ion Kutalaba. Good to see a nice quick finish. I love this like 25k finish bonus that the fighters are getting now as well, because it just means that like even if that doesn't get submission of the night or whatever, like you're still getting paid. Um, Charles Johnson versus fucking uh, Bruno Silva. That's his name. Charles Johnson versus Bruno Silva. People saying robbery out here, but like, look at all of these people saying robbery. But I mean, I don't believe that this was really a robbery. I think that people feel that way because of the fact that um, Bruno Silva was coming forward the whole time, although he should have lost a point. I don't know why they included the nut kick in here. One of like two kicks to the nuts and a head clash. That he could have lost a point, honestly. So again, all of this robbery stuff, Bruno Silva was throwing a lot of dirty shots, but I think that people feel like it might be a robbery because of the fact that Bruno Silva was the one coming forward the whole time, and Charles Johnson was on the back foot. But with Charles Johnson on the back foot, he was landing good kicks, uppercuts, hooks, just catching Bruno Silva as he was coming in with some really damaging shots. And Bruno Silva would land, but they none of them were landing super clean. So I actually had it as a Charles Johnson victory. I didn't see it as a robbery, but I guess people in Instagram really, really, really think this. I didn't even know that people thought it was like that. Um, I would have said a pretty clear 29-28 for Charles Johnson. Although it's the thing is when the rounds are close, it's like it's so easy for people to feel like it's a robbery. It wasn't a 30-27. Anyway, so then we get to the prelims. Myktybek Orolbai beat Chris Curtis by basically doing the Charles Oliveira to Max Holloway or Hamzat to DDP or um, uh, what was Islam Makhachev to Jack Della Maddalena, where he just like smothered him for the entire 3 rounds, holding him down. Like, so we got to do something about that style. We got to figure out, as you know, so there's going to be some fighters, I think, in the next couple of years that figure out how to really punish that style. I think Peter Yan did a really good job against Marab, where just like attacking the forearms and things like that, and really like you, it's just You got to make those guys work. Like, you got to make them, because it's got to be exhausting if they don't actually get the takedowns, and if they can't just hold you against the fence and hold you down the whole time. Like, it's got to be exhausting trying to do that. So I think you are going to see some guys figure out how to stop this, but in the meantime, it's really, really frustrating to watch, honestly. Um, we had Vitor Petrino beating Steven Asplund. There was also this moment where Steven Asplund like mooned Vitor Petrino because Vitor Petrino was like always on the back foot. But this was a really good fight as well. I think a lot of people saw this as being fight of the night. Um, Steven Asplund landing the better shots in round one, doing more damage in round one, but then Vitor Petrino just like sort of staying on the outside, landing good shots and winning round two and three. Other than that, I'm going to speed run through the rest of the results. Elijah Smith got a submission win over Yusu Young. Yusu Young, that sounds like that Rampage and Stipe, some young guy thing that they did to that co-host of Rampages. You remember the cream of some young guy? Yusu Young, I don't know. Botaji Oki got TKO'd in round three by Manuel Souza. That was actually a sick finish. Brad Tavares lost by decision to Eric Anders. Beatriz Mesquita won by submission also in round one. Hecha Sosa, decision win, round three. Piero Rodriguez, decision win. Decision win round three. I don't know what's. It's so late for me, guys. But this was a really, really fun card. I would, if they keep putting on bangers like this, I'm gonna be down. Next weekend we've got Evloev versus Murphy. MVP is gonna be on that card. I was thinking the other day that it would have been cool to see MVP versus Colby Covington on the White House card. I think that would have been a sick one. Especially because they're both like struggling to find a fight and constantly complaining now about not being able to find a fight. I think it would be a good one. I've got you got to probably go with Movzar, just given the styles. Like, he's probably going to be able to, again, smother and grapple Lerone Murphy for 5 rounds. But there's a chance that Lerone Murphy could land some shots that could maybe put Movzar out. He did Darren Pico. If you're too aggressive, Lerone Murphy can find the shot. So, anyway, I'm excited for next weekend. But if it's anything like today's card, we are in for a treat. Anyway, guys, see ya.